Welcome to Southwest Yard and Garden. I'm Curtis Smith. A lot of people have written, have called, have asked, what are some good flowering plants we can grow in New Mexico? So we've come to Osuna Nursery, and Rick Page is going to help us answer that question. Rick, thanks for having us here.
Oh, you're welcome. Pleasure to be here.
You've collected a lot of good stuff for us. We've got a lot to talk about. First off, though, are the Columbines. And you said you like which ones?
Well, let's see. I like all of them, actually. I like to mix them.
Get a mixture of colors. We've got this that's kind of a pink, starts off fairly dark. Well, there's actually two different ones. One that stays dark, one that is very light with a light center. This one is almost white, except for it has a yellow center. This one just stays bright and yellow. The native Columbines tend to be orange and yellow. They don't have spurs that are as long as the spurs on these.
I think white also, because a fellow came in the other day and said he was up from northern New Mexico, and this is what he was looking for because he sees it all over the place.
Okay, and then in Colorado, the state flower is a Columbine, and they grow here as well. I like this blue one.
Yeah, that's called Bluebird.
Bluebird, that's a beautiful, I like the blue. I think I like them all, but I like that. And then another one I found, I've heard about, and I see you have it here, Remembrance is a Columbine. It's a new Columbine in memory of the Columbine High School victims. And this was released by the Denver Botanic Gardens and the Ball Horticultural Company, employees of AT&T BIS. And so this is something that is special.
Yeah, that's a beautiful color too. It's a violet and white and a little yellow on the inside.
And so that'd be a real nice one. So, and that's a new one if people want to add to their Columbine collection or start a Columbine collection. So Columbines, pretty easy, and these will do well under moderate low water conditions. So they'll fit into the moderate water zone in the landscape, and they'll do well in a shadier part of a landscape, not a dense shade.
Right.
But they'll grow well where there is some shade.
And then they might reseed themselves if they like the area.
If there's enough moisture, enough organic matter in the soil, they will tend to come back. I've seen that happen a lot. And so Columbine, one of the options that you can grow. And there are other things here. Oh, here's a real common one for New Mexico. And this is the Cosmos. This is the one that gets tall with very fern-like leaves.
Yeah, Cosmos, it's a favorite of a lot of people.
And the different colors. And now they've got different flower forms. The fluted ones.
Right.
The picotide, which have light centers and dark edges. And the reverse on that. A lot of different variations on this. Pinks, redishes, whites. And so there's a lot of options with the Cosmos.
This is a Sonata mix. These get about 24 inches tall.
Yeah, so this would be one of the taller ones. So there's also a short form, which tends to be in yellows and orange colors. It looks a lot like a marigold, but it doesn't get the spider mite problems, which is another good Cosmos to use. But they're much shorter than this and don't have quite as fern-like foliage. And so you've got choices depending on what you really want in your landscape. And then we've got the Alyssum right here. It's flat full of Alyssum. These are beautiful ground cover plants. This shows the range of colors you can buy in a solid color. And you can get the multiple colors. They will reseed themselves a lot.
Yeah, definitely. They tend to reseed themselves in white, I've noticed.
The white's going to be the one that predominates. So if you want to maintain the darker colors, you'll either have to buy seed or buy some plants and put them in periodically. But it's a good plant for a lot of color all season long. It's called sweet alyssum because it has a sweet perfume.
Yeah, it does. You can smell it from here. It smells great.
Good plant for entryways. So as you walk into a house, it just perfumes the entryway. So this is another very good, colorful plant you can use in the landscape. Let's see, what else do we have here? I want to bring this one in. This one that you showed me that is a new one for me. I'd heard of it. And I'll let you read the name over here.
You helped me with that a while ago. It's Callilophus. Callilophus, excuse me.
And the common name is?
Cirrus Sundrop on this one.
Okay, that's going to be an interesting one to see around here. It looks a lot like the yellow evening primroses, but it's not an evening primrose.
It does. I thought it was when I first saw it. So it gets to about 2 feet tall.
Okay, and beautiful yellow, which turns more to an orange as it ages, and then even darker as the flowers close up. And so this is one that we ought to be looking at. It gives a lot of color. It'll be pretty much season-long bloom, I believe.
Yeah.
So another good plant to look at. Now the real evening primrose, we'll start with this one, a little bit tamer. But this is Enanthera cespitosa. It's a clump former. It'll spread a little bit. Flowers at night with a very beautiful perfume at night. Very enchanting. And so if it's in an area where you will spend some time at night, you'll know it's there just by smelling it. And during the day, you don't smell very much.
No, you don't. I just noticed that.
And so it's an interesting plant to have. Needs to be fairly dry. I've seen this blooming along the roadsides where there's no irrigation at all. The wet winter has made this pronounced all over the state. So this is a good plant blooming really well now. And if you want one that you're going to put into a meadow lawn type setting, a close relative is this one, which tends to be a little weedier. This is the Mexican evening primrose, Enothera berlandiera. And it's a nice plant, but it spreads.
Yeah, it'll become a weed. The thing I've noticed about it, I've grown this at my folks' house, and we just let everything come up in one area, grass included, and this will compete with the grass. This will compete with everything else.
That may be a good place to put it. Let it grow with the grass where you're going to mow it.
Yeah, a meadow look.
But if you have enough moisture, it's going to spread all over the place. Well, we've looked at a lot. We've got more to look at, so we're going to take a break, and we'll come back after the break and talk more about some flowering plants for New Mexico.